Hello everyone and welcome back. Have you ever stopped to think that some of the things you use every single day only exist because someone messed up in a lab or dropped something on the floor? From tasty treats to life-saving tech, history is full of lucky mistakes that change the world. Today, we're diving into the top 10 everyday items that were invented by accident. This is Epic 10 Discoveries, and I'm Alex. Let's jump right into it. Number 10. The microwave oven. Imagine discovering one of the world's most used kitchen appliances because your candy bar melted in your pocket. That's exactly what happened to Percy LeBaron Spencer in 1945. While testing radar magnetrons at Raytheon, he noticed the chocolate in his pocket had melted. Curious, he tested popcorn and eggs, and realized microwaves could cook food fast. Spencer built a metal box to contain the waves, creating the first microwave oven. By 1947, Boston's Hotel Statler used it commercially. Early models were bulky and pricey, but by 1967, Raytheon made a countertop version for $500. Spencer? He got no royalties, just $2 for revolutionizing dinner time. Number 9. Saccharin. Sometimes forgetting to wash your hands can change history. Literally. In 1897, chemist Konstantin Follberg from Johns Hopkins University was working with coal tar derivatives when he stopped for lunch. Not realizing his hands were covered in chemicals, he noticed his food tasted unusually sweet. Back in the lab, he discovered the compound benzoic sulfamide, a sugar substitute 300 times sweeter than sugar. This became saccharin, the world's first artificial sweetener. By 1901, Monsanto was selling it, and by 1907, it was being used in foods without people even knowing. The US government tried to ban it, claiming it was unsafe, but President Theodore Roosevelt, who was on a diet, personally stopped the ban. Later, during World War I, sugar shortages brought saccharin back, and it's been in our sodas and sweets ever since, all thanks to one unwashed hand. Number 8. Bubble wrap. Can you imagine life without bubble wrap? This pop-happy invention was never meant for packaging. In 1957, Alfred Fielding and Mark Chavan tried to make a funky, textured wallpaper by melting plastic shower curtains together. The result? Sheets full of tiny air bubbles. When that idea flopped, they realized the material could protect fragile items. Their big break came in 1960 when IBM used bubble wrap to ship its 1401 computers safely. Soon, every company followed. From high-tech deliveries to stress relief, bubble wrap became a worldwide hit. Who knew a failed home decor project would lead to the most satisfying pop ever? Number 7. Champagne. Can you believe champagne, the drink of luxury, started as a mistake? Back in the 1400s, monks in Champagne, France made wine that sometimes fermented twice because of the region's cold weather. The result? Bottles that exploded, or wines that were way too fizzy. For years, these sparkling wines were considered bad. Then, in 1668, monk Dom Pierre Perignon was asked to fix the problem. But when French royalty got a taste of the bubbly batches, they loved it. So Perignon refined the method to keep the bubbles while strengthening the bottles. And that's how one of the world's most elegant drinks was born. Completely by accident. So next time you pop a bottle, remember, it all started as a winemaking fail. Number 6. Velveeta Cheese. Smooth, melty Velveeta was born from scraps. In 1918, New York cheesemaker Emil Frey wanted to save the broken bits left over from factory production. Mixing them with whey, he melted the scraps into a creamy new block of cheese. It looked velvety smooth, hence Velveeta. When Kraft began selling it in 1927, they advertised it as a healthier, more nutritious cheese. But what really made it famous wasn't nutrition, it was that silky, melt-perfect texture. By the 1930s, it became America's go-to for macaroni and cheese. A kitchen staple born from leftovers, that's what we call a tasty mistake. Number 5. The Pacemaker. life-saving technology, all because of one wrong part. In 1956, engineer Wilson Greatbatch accidentally used the wrong capacitor while building a heart recording device. Instead of recording pulses, it emitted them. Realizing the potential, he developed a mini device that could regulate heartbeats. By 1960, the first implantable pacemaker was successfully tested in a human. Greatbatch held over 300 patents, but this accidental invention was his proudest. His small, 2 cubic inch device literally kept hearts beating and saved millions of lives. Sometimes the biggest breakthroughs come from the smallest mistakes, and one very lucky wrong capacitor. Number 4. Velcro. Ever wondered how Velcro was born? In 1941, Swiss engineer Georges de Mestral went hunting with his dog and noticed burrs sticking stubbornly to their fur and clothes. Curious, he studied them under a microscope and discovered they were covered with tiny hooks. Inspired, he created a hook-and-loop fastening system and named his company Velcro. At first, nobody cared about his invention, but when NASA adopted it in the 1960s to secure tools in zero gravity, Velcro suddenly became cool. From sneakers to spacesuits, Mestral's sticky little discovery literally hooked the world. Imagine, all from a curious walk in the woods. Number 3. Silly Putty. What's stretchy, bouncy, and came from wartime chemistry? Silly Putty. During World War II, chemist James Wright at General Electric was trying to make synthetic rubber because Japan had cut off supplies. Mixing boric acid and silicone oil, he created a goo that bounced, stretched, and even picked up ink. But the military didn't want it. Years later, toy marketer Peter Hodgson saw its potential and sold it in plastic eggs for Easter. It became an instant hit after the New Yorker featured it in 1950, selling 250,000 units in 3 days. NASA later used it in space to hold tools in zero gravity. Not bad for a rubber reject. Number 2. X-rays. In 1895, physicist Wilhelm Conrad Röntgen was experimenting with cathode ray tubes when he noticed something strange. Even though the tube was covered, nearby objects were glowing. Working through the night, he discovered invisible rays that could pass through flesh, but not bone. When he saw the outline of his own hand's bones on a photographic plate, he knew he'd found something huge, the X-ray. Röntgen refused to patent it so doctors everywhere could use it freely. He later won the first Nobel Prize in physics and even donated the money to his university. A humble man who literally helped us see inside ourselves. Number 1. Matches. And finally, fire by accident. In 1826, British pharmacist John Walker was mixing chemicals to make an explosive paste. When he scraped his stirring stick against the fireplace, it suddenly burst into flame. He had just created the first friction match. Made from antimony sulfide, potassium chlorate, and gum arabic, his friction lights sold fast. But Walker never patented them. So others, like Samuel Jones with his Lucifer matches, made fortunes. Sadly, later versions used white phosphorus, which poisoned factory workers, causing a horrific disease called phossy jaw. A bright idea, yes, but a reminder that even small sparks can burn darkly. And there you have it, the top 10 everyday items that were invented by accident. From microwaves and pacemakers to Velcro and champagne, it's proof that sometimes our biggest mistakes lead to our greatest creations. Which one amazed you the most? Tell us in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss more incredible top 10 discoveries. This is Alex from Epic 10 Discoveries, signing off. Click on one of the videos on your screen to explore more amazing stories. See you there.